Chaldea's Month in Review, everybody. As always, I'm Poppy, star reporter of the Cordovan Informant, and I am here to get you caught up on everything that we did in the month of March in Chaldea. We wrapped up the first half of our first season with episodes 106 and 107. Assassins of Chaldea landed our heroes in some pretty hot water, and War Council showed us just what they'll be up against.
Thousands of years of Tavjan muscle memory guide both sword and shield.
What's the holdup? Go!
A perfect getaway.
Oh, no. We have to wait for Yo.
He's on his own.
For most of them. Later, Yo suddenly awoke to a bloodbath. Beyond the Koning suite, hall after hall, room after room. Nothing but atrocity and death.
The Koning is dead!
The suddenness of Koning Rusdorf's death shook onlookers to their very marrow. A stranger, whose woodland appearance clashed with the secular Hessian civilians, listened, absorbing the momentous news and its dire effects on the populace, before turning her attention elsewhere. Divinity Mountains. Kingdom of Niche. Unnatural tonal bursts that could only come from a hellish horn, not of Chaldea, reverberated across the Divinity Mountains' rugged snow-capped peaks, hinting at indescribable horrors hidden inside. From the dark recesses of muddy cracks and stone hovels, Orcs scurried forth to bear witness to history. Shaman magic channeled Marzan's fury, delivering his message, his hate.
1,000 years ago, Orc was brought to Chaldea to fight in the Clawhammer War.
Marzan, the hate-monger of the Clawhammer War, had returned.
We got quite a kick out of leaving you with all of that heading into the mid-season break. One of the things we really love to share with you is behind-the-scenes stories and making-of snippets. Our co-directors, Peter Adkison and Steve Conard, sat down to spill all the dirt on these latest 2 episodes.
Yo is like a capo, if you will, of Lotari's Black Daggers organization, and Lons and Kala and Arion are his crew. Danzer is still the weapons master, and we will jump into that dynamic as soon as we get to the live-action film, which will be very early in this chapter. The voiceover here for Gerhard von Rusdorf, the Koning, is performed by Dennis Bateman, who we worked with way back when as the preacher in The Devil Walks in Salem, a very memorable role in the first film that I made after film school.
Well, we fell in love with Reiswitz, first and foremost. We love the character on so many levels. Plus, Emperor Cordova, he created these legions. We'd done huge amounts of work on legions. We had planned this huge world war that's coming up in future seasons. And then we realized that, we really don't have a window into the military. We don't have our George Patton sort of person that we follow around. A lot of our characters originally, like Yo and Zane, these were way back in the day, in the early 80s, were player characters that we loved.
So sound, logical military planning, and Helvig isn't too happy about that. And Sarva sees this as her opportunity to perhaps work toward a command of her own.
Speaking of behind the scenes, we took an even more in-depth look at the lore of the Helcaries and our versions of Orcs in our Deeper Delve series.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Norse mythology! We need to have the opposite. You have angels, you have fallen angels. So I was like, well, wouldn't it be interesting if you could take something like hell came along and took a Valkyrie and corrupted it and basically made it the antithesis of everything that was good and noble about Valkyries, and just making these hideous things. And since it was underground and the orcs tend to be subterranean, they liked it. And once the dwarves were defeated and driven out, the orcs go, hey, this looks great. Look at these amazing monuments to architecture we can just take and use to our. So yeah, they immediately had a great kingdom and with fortifications and everything to which to survive.
So when they go outdoors on raiding parties, when they go to the surface, they tend to take tents with them that they can camp in during the day, or sometimes orc magic can help them find underground places or create underground places for them to hide in as well.
Whew, I would not want to be sent to cover either of those groups for the KI. In lighter news, Peter got the chance to sit down with Jesse Cheever, who plays Zane, the rich elven playboy, for an interview.
Do you remember when we were on set and you scared the crap out of me with that security guard?
Oh!
Do you not remember that? I bricked my pants. Yes, you did. Robin Williams is and was and will always be my idol. He's the reason I got into this profession. I saw myself for the first time in the world in another person, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is what I want to do. I saw the genie. Like I saw him doing a bit behind the mic as the genie, and I was like, oh my god. Mind you, it came out in '92, so I wasn't even born yet. But you know, I'd seen this and I was like, oh my god, that's it. That's what I want to do.
And we got a few key members of the cast of the Wrath of Skeller together for a chat. Brandon Marino, Connor Marks, Kevin McLean, and Sammy the Dwarf shared memories from set and chatted about their characters with Peter.
Otari may have some hidden facets that
yeah,
we need
he does give Yo some good advice.
I watched the movie Hoosiers last night, and what is Latari if not Gene Hackman from Hoosiers?
Yeah, I remember coming back for an additional round of voiceover and being like, I know how to do this, and then getting in there and being like, is this the same as I did it?
But is this too dorky? But when you wore it on stage, it was like everybody was like, oh wow, that.
Yeah, it looked cool as hell. I didn't think that it looked dorky at all on Kevin.
It's like we brought natural accents. I didn't realize that Kevin had added a Germanic change to it. But yeah, no, I just pushed at times my natural accent.
We have some really amazing stuff coming up next month. Just because we're taking a break from releasing episodes from our main storyline does not mean that we'll be resting on our laurels. Keep an eye out for several big, fun announcements. We're so excited! Don't forget that you can find uncensored versions of all our episodes on our website at www.worldofchaldea.com. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just look up @World of Chaldea wherever you want to find us. I'm Poppy Gatto, and I will see you next time on the Month in Review.